Well, welcome back everyone. Royce and I are out walking this forestry tract and we're on the lookout for wild edible plants and medicinal plants. So let's go on a walk and just take a look at some things we can see on the forest floor. Well, the woods are fairly dry. We've had one big rainfall recently. I was really hoping to come across some mushrooms in here, but we'll see what we see. Looks like there's gonna be some logging happening up in here. Some of the trees are marked off. So I got my Gregory pack with me today, harvesting some of the wild medicinals, and I've got some little scissors here from Princess Auto. They're really good, nice and sharp. And this is hilarious as well. Take a look at this. So in my pack, and it looks like it actually came with my pack, it didn't, is this awesome seat, cushioned seat. It's from Princess Auto as well. So when I'm harvesting or I'm having lunch, I can have a nice little pad to kind of sit down on or kneel on. So isn't that hilarious? It looks like it goes with my pack and it fits perfectly. We're trying to get into the woods early today. It's going to be really hot, up in the low 30s or something, especially coming up. So best to get into the woods when it's early so that we don't get heat stressed. Poor Royce, he's hot, and gosh, those bugs are still bad. I thought we were done with the mosquitoes, but apparently we found where they're all going. Now here's something you don't see every day. Here is a Trillium, and here's its seed. Isn't that beautiful? So just kind of came off of my hand there, but that's what it looks like. Bright cherry red. Trilliums are our provincial flower, and deer love them. They say you can tell the, you know, how populated the area is with deer by how tall the Trillium can get. So if they're really short to the ground, there's lots of deer around eating them. So Trillium leaves can be eaten raw or cooked, best consumed in very small quantities. So in the spring, the little leaves that kind of come out are an excellent addition to your salad. There's a lot of Ostrich Fern in here. This is a good point to mark on my GPS. Come spring, we'll have fiddleheads here. Have that big long plume of a frond there. And pretty soon they'll have some fertile fronds poking up. So this is a good spot. Here's another beautiful specimen of the Ostrich Fern. So yeah, in the spring, I've done a video on this. You can harvest the very small fiddleheads or just before these fronds open up. So they look like these little fiddleheads are about this big. They kind of coil up before they unfurl into these beautiful fronds. And yeah, they're really excellent when cooked properly. Taste a bit like asparagus. So you guys remember the video I did on the parsnip, the wild parsnip that was poisonous? This is a spotted water hemlock, extremely toxic plant. You can see there it's got those big umbels. Now it's gone to seed basically, and look at the leaves there. So this is a very toxic plant. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. This is growing kind of in a damp forested area. So don't mistake this for anything that's edible. This plant in here is called boneset. It's in the aster family. Isn't it beautiful? So it was used traditionally to heal bones, but also used for respiratory concerns. People will make a tea basically from the leaves and such. So it also kind of looks like, you know, hemlock, parsnip, Queen Anne's lace. So just be really sure of your identification. Let's take a look down here. This plant is a wild edible. This is called Indian cucumber. It has an edible root. It's a pretty small little starchy root, but it can be used, you know, for food. And this is in the lily family. Kind of odd to see berries this time of year on the ground, but these are bunchberry. So they are used for their pectin source when you're making jam. So you can harvest these this time of year. Looks like the little chippies have had at them. You can see that most of them are gone off of this whirl of plant. So these are excellent if you're making jams and jellies. Down here, there's one with a lot more berries on it right there. So it just gives you an idea of what it looks like. And it's an excellent ground cover too. If you're looking for a native ground cover in your yard, bunchberry is really good. It's a shade tolerant ground cover. Here is a powerhouse of a wild medicinal. This is called Plantain. This is really good, you know, for healing. Its healing properties. And you can see here are the seeds of the plantain. As a kid, I used to do this all the time. This is the seed head of plantain when it's matured. And when you kind of go like this, you can see the husk there in my hands. And that can be used as a fiber supplement. It's got psyllium in it. So, you know, Metamucil, well, there you go. Metamucil is made from members of the plantain family. So a lot of people will make salves out of plantain. So it's pretty much found everywhere in kind of disturbed areas and things like that. So this is what it's looked like. I remember when I was a kid, you know, you'd pull these out like, how many kids am I going to have? And it's like, one, you know, like the little bits of the leaf that come out in front of you guys did that as well. But yeah, so plantain. So we look down in here, this is called Self-Heal or Heal All. And this has been used for lots of different things, including, you know, treating a dry cough, treating red eyes. This plant actually, the aerial parts are edible, you know, the whole plant when boiled. You can definitely eat the leaves and the stems. So it's a beautiful little plant. But the flowers look like that, and they're kind of falling off right now. But lots of medicinal uses and an edible as well. I love this plant. This is called jewel weed. It's really fun when it has these seed pods. They kind of explode to self-seed again. So jewel weed's really important, medicinal, and you usually find it when there's poison ivy around. This is an antidote for the itchiness caused by poison ivy. So what you can do, you can take the leaves of this plant, you can crush them up and fuse them into oil, like we did our yarrow oil, and then you can keep that around to rub on your, you know, if you ever get poison ivy, that'll help soothe the itch. I'm sort of popped out in this other little trail here, and that's where I'm kind of finding some of the other wild medicinals in these disturbed areas. It's really neat. You know, there's lots of medicines in the forest as well as on these little edges and trails. So let's keep looking. Lots of bone set in here. Very cool. So here's another plant you may be familiar with. It's called purple bone set or kidney root. Some people know it as Joe Pye weed. It's actually used for urinary and kidney problems, so it basically helps you produce more pee. So if you have kidney stones, it definitely helps flush those out. So it's a beautiful plant. This one's just finished its flowering. It's usually a big purple cluster of flowers there at the top. Now here's one that you can see in full flower there. 2 seconds ago it had a little pollinator on there, so a very, very beautiful plant. So let's take a look over here. There's another plant actually that we can use for urinary concerns. It's actually also your friend during allergy season. This is goldenrod. A lot of people think this is ragweed. It's not that. This one is used for lots of different things, you know, especially to, some people use it to increase, you know, more urine production, so to help flush out kidney stones. Can be used also for asthma. Some people use it for TB, so it does have some good properties for respiratory concerns as well as bladder issues. This one is also like a super medicine. It's got lots of different properties. So right here we have a large white pine, and this is a really good medicinal. It's got lots of vitamin C in those pine needles. You can make pine needle tea, very refreshing, especially in the winter. Some of you may recognize this tall yellow plant right here. That's evening primrose. So it's for a lot of female health concerns like PMS and menopause and things like that. Beautiful yellow flower, loves the sunshine in this kind of open, disturbed area right here. But you'll see evening primrose oil for sale at the pharmacy, and that's what it's for. Some people use it for, you know, rheumatoid arthritis and things like that, but most commonly for women's health issues. Lucy's found the one pond to go and cool down in. He's so hot. Chasing frogs in there. He likes to have fun on these hikes too. So take a look at this plant here coming out of the pine needle duff of the red pine and the white pine. This is the ghost plant, so it's very white. This one's pretty old. It does not get its energy from photosynthesis like most plants. What it does is it's a parasite. So it gets its energy from the nearby trees that get their energy from the sunlight. And fungi from Russula and Lactarius genus actually act as the middle person in helping them acquire the energy from the trees. So isn't that really neat? This is a wild medicinal as well. Some people use the root for anticonvulsive properties, like for seizures. It can be used to flower, chewed for toothaches. So really, really amazing plant. I know some people that make a tincture out of it. So not only is it really cool and has very unique properties, it's also a wild medicinal. Well, I'm kind of in a bit of a beautiful area here, a bog. And I just want to show you a few wild edibles here. We've got some chokeberries, and as you can see from the bottom, they look like little tiny, the bottoms of little apples. You can see the little star-shaped pattern there. Really good. Got my hat on because the sun is just ablazing out here. It's pretty open. There's also lots of wild blueberry in here too. Oh yeah, just perfectly ripe. This is a blueberry. High bush blueberry to be specific. Delicious. There's just a few more left. It's a little bit late in the season here, but boy oh boy, they're delicious. Yeah, take a look around here. This is a beautiful little bog. Not common at all. A lot of sphagnum in here. A lot of different plants, including leatherleaf, wild raisin. A lot of different blueberries. I've got the, high bush and low bush blueberries in here. Chokeberries. It's a really special spot. Here in the fall, it is absolutely beautiful. The colors on the viburnum species are amazing. There's a low bush blueberry here. I'm actually surprised how many are around in here right now. Thought the little critters would have eaten them all, but not a ton. There's a bit of leather leaf. And there's some of the sphagnum down here. You guys can see. Go down here. It's damp, nice, beautiful sphagnum. So leather leaf is medicinal as well. Can be used as a poultice. Some people use it for tea as well. There's a ton of it in here. You can kind of see the underside of the leaves there. It's kind of a little bit of a bronzy color. It's all in here. Well, I can't believe how many things we found on our quick little hike today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and get on out there and enjoy. The bugs will be over soon. Go on your own hike as well and enjoy nature. Have a great week as always, guys. Take care.